Hi, this is James McDonaugh. Watch my latest Academy interview only on Hibernian TV.
James, first day back at the training centre, a new look training centre as well for the Academy. Can we begin this interview by just finding out a bit more information about what's actually happened here?
Yeah, I think the manager's had ideas to just implement some of his thoughts and change bits and pieces in the building. So the Academy, the under-20s, are going to have their own dining area now and their own space to sit around rather than being in the changing room all the time, which is good. And obviously there's an area exclusive to the first team, so there's a wee bit of ambition from them to get to that area, so that's the changes so far.
So it's summer of change. We saw some players part company with the club from the under-19s. We're now obviously moved up to the under-20s. What's actually happening with regards to that league format? What's the latest there, please?
Well, we're still waiting on fixtures coming out for the season. I think that's dependent on maybe what's going to happen with Rangers. So they're looking at the games changing to be a Monday or Tuesday, probably at night time, and all sorts of regulations and rules being put in place that you can now play up to 4 overage players. So it's maybe bridging the gap now between under-19s and first team. Some will say it's like a reserve league now. So it's lots of change. It's changes to your working week, changes to how you prepare for games, and every game now is now going to be a midweek game. So everything's changing in terms of the league. We're still waiting to find out where exactly we're going to be playing our games and things like that. So a lot to be sorted out, but a lot to look forward to as well.
Will that effectively mean scrapping the bounce games, or do you think there'll still be a requirement for that?
I think they'll still be there. I think there'll still be some bounce games there. I think the way the league is being organised, that there may be 3 games a month with a 4th week being in place for a reserve game or a bounce game. That's what we've heard, so we're just waiting on that being confirmed.
You mentioned obviously venues not being confirmed just yet. Whereabouts are you looking? Does it have to be a kind of SPL quality stadium, or can we play at a local junior side?
Well, we're just keeping an open mind. Yeah, it might be that some games are played at a stadium. It might be that some games are played at the training ground, or some games are played at like you say, a non-league ground effectively. So we're just weighing up the options just now and hopefully make the best choice at the end of the day.
Do we have the floodlights and capacity to stage matches here at night?
Not here, no. That's going to maybe cause problems with a night-time game when the clocks change type thing. So that's going to be a problem at the training ground. So we need to really weigh up the options, and the club will make the best decision on that one.
You mentioned obviously a new season. You've added to the under-19 squad to form the under-20 squad. A number of players have been promoted up, most notably from the under-17s. Can you tell our viewers a bit more about those players?
Yeah, the ones coming out under-17s, the goalkeeper Douglas Horn, who's played a couple of games for us last season, centre-half Robert McFarlane, or now known as Robert Wilson. Jay Doyle was a striker. We've also brought in David Paul, who's a centre-midfield player, Ryan Baptiste, a left-back, Andrew Black, who can play centre midfield or right back. So quite a few additions coming up from the 17s. So it gives us a range of ages as well as positions now, sort of under 20s, 19s and 18s in a combined age group. So a lot to look forward to. Obviously there's a few last season's players still there in their 3rd year, if you like, at youth football, full-time football. And some of them will go different routes. I think it's going to be I feel a wee bit uncertain just now about what team I'm going to be able to field on the pitch, but my job is not really about fielding a team and getting results. It's about progressing the players. So some will play 20s, some will just start to find their feet at 20s, some will maybe go out on loan, and obviously the ultimate aim for myself is to get people into the first team.
When will you find out about loan deals as well? I know that's been discussed, and we obviously saw that happen towards the end of last year, most notably with Jordan Forster and Danny Handling down at Berwick. Do you feel that's perhaps going to be on the agenda? Yeah,
I think obviously the first priority is if they do well, the manager will take them into his team. Once he's decided that maybe not ready for that, then each player will have to look at individually. We have to weigh up all the options for them and consider putting them out on loan, keeping them playing under 20s, whatever the best thing for them is. Whilst it's great putting them out on loan, that would be the best thing for some of them. We still have to make sure that we've got 11 players to play in the under 20 league. So I'm well aware that at times next season I could have a really, really young team and inexperienced, and it'll be backs against the wall. It'll be very difficult to maybe even win some games, but I'm confident that with the strongest players we've got here, where we do very well. Ultimately, it's not about where we do in that league, it's about getting players to the next level. So it might be that the best thing for the players is going out on loan.